How's it going, you guys? Long time no see since I've actually talked on mic. So I recently made a post talking about how, I wanted to show the roof glitches and whatnot. Problem is, everybody thought that I was saying, I'm gonna show you how to do them. That is not what I meant. I meant I'm gonna show you each of the locations. I could be here, I could be there. There are other players that know how to do these glitches because I didn't learn all these on my own. Some of these people taught me, so there are players that make this a problem sometimes, especially because they shoot and it's a lot more effective than me meleeing. So that's another reason I'm making this video. But also just because even stealth wise, it's insane. Like it's basically a free kill, at least one free kill, right? Or it could lead to potentially multiple kills. So that's why I'm making this video. We're balancing the playing field, and we're in a time in Uncharted where you could speed glitch, you can shoulder swap at light speed, which is not a mod by the way. That's just pressing buttons at certain timings and mastering it the same way that I master rope. So you basically just get to really high places, which I will show one, but it's going to be one that's basically impossible to do anyway, even for people who do master this stuff. So don't worry about it. I'm only going to show it just because so you can see it's not mods. It's genuinely learning how to do things. But let's go ahead and get started with Auction House. Okay, so first up in Auction House, we got this corner house over here. There is another one on this map that I use, but to be honest, the requirements to get there is just way too much. It's not really worth it. So if I do use one, this one will probably be it. I actually can't stand on all this. I have to stand directly in the middle, and as you can see, if I don't, I'll fall directly off. So I can't just run around all over the place on here. There is this as well, right here in this corner. The spots to shoot me off, it's extremely easy. I mean, there's not much to it here. It's gonna be very visible. If you don't see me here, I'm gonna be honest, it's most likely gonna be your fault. I mean, look at the angles you have. It's extremely easy. If anyone else manages to be up there, getting them out is gonna be pretty easy. Okay, for the second map, we have rooftops, literally on a rooftop. So this one, I would say, is probably one of my favorites. There's tons of options. I can jump down from this area, get anyone down there, where I'm looking at right now. And then I can also just jump down from over here. If someone's in King of the Hill, or they're just camping, there's crazy options. There's tons I could do here. In terms of where you can shoot me out of, sometimes you'll spawn, you might even see me on accident, who knows, because sometimes you'll spawn just right here. So there's that. Let's see. Yeah, you can also go here. Normally a lot of people like to stand up here anyway, so you might just see me on accident. I've had plenty of people stand here and still not see me though. And then last but not least, you have your hill over here. If you guys have seen my last video, you guys know people actually saw me when they were standing here and killed me out of here, so it's pretty fair. Okay, so for Scotland, we got this mountain right here. This is, talk about options. A lot of the times the people don't see you, they'll just come up here, they'll go that way and I can get them. Or even if someone comes from this way, I can just, and he goes to camp here, I can just jump down and get him. If they're coming from this way, now I got you. Okay, so areas you can shoot me out of here. Let's see. Okay, so you have this one here. A lot of people usually like to camp back here anyway, and it gives you a really nice fat view. So you might see me anyway, which is why, like I say, a lot of my spots are just realistically fair because I melee only, right? Like, if you see me, what can I realistically do? I'll die before I'd even reach the ground. Like, if you have decent aim, there's nowhere I can go. And on the other side, I can't jump that way either because there's a barrier. So you could just go around to the other side and shoot me because I can't leave that barrier. So, yeah. Okay, so now we got Madagascar City and we got this roof. So there's a couple things to go over that everybody should know, and that is that I can't leave this spot via these spots. like there's barriers all over here, and that's to stop people from getting on here normally with rope swings. Because the process to doing it is not how you think it would be. A lot of people think you rope swing from here and get on here like immediately, and that's not how it works. Because as you can see, even when you're in here, you can't leave. So what does that leave me with? That leaves me with this right here. I can jump down from this side and possibly attack someone, or I could potentially jump in here and attack someone. I could leave from this spot right here, like this specific corner. I can leave. It's just this, like all right here. But for whatever reason, this corner is open. I can jump off from here. So I could come from here. I believe there's barriers right here. Yeah, I can't leave here. I can leave from right here. I'm not gonna jump off just yet, but I can leave from right here if I wanted to. That side I cannot leave off of unless I were to jump off from this area. But if I wanted to from this side, I can't. Last but not least, I also have this little flank that I can use. And I'm normally supposed to stand on this, but there's an invisible little wall here that you can also grab for some reason. But yeah, I could potentially flank this as well. Now on to angles that you can use. So this one's definitely a lot harder to shoot me out of, I'd say, because even if you're on this side, I could just go on to the other side of the rooftop, and then you couldn't shoot me anymore. But if you were with your friends, then you could potentially have someone over on that side while you go on that side, and then there's not much I could do other than either die or jump off and, come here. But yeah, you might have to use some teamwork to get me out of that one. I'm not gonna lie. Some are better than others. That's just how it is. Um, but yeah, actually no, there's one more spot that I've seen someone use to get me out of. Because I have died in these spots before. It happens. I'm meleeing only. I'm not shooting. I'm not really doing much. I'm just kind of standing there waiting around sometimes. Uh, but yeah, you could potentially use this spot as well to get me out of. Okay, now we're on to remnants. This one, this is something I need to go over because I feel like a lot of people just immediately think that I'm modding. When you get out of the map in certain points, what happens is when you leave the map's like zone area or whatever, or when your camera, I should say, does, it makes it so this happens. So it's not that I'm doing it on purpose, like a button, like say lag switchers do. It's the screen. So you're basically standing too high. So it's like when you look up, right, your camera pans down. When you look down, your camera pans up and essentially leaves the map. And that's what's happening. So my options here, so see, also, you see how when I'm aiming in, it zooms in the screen. So I'm bringing my camera back into the map when I aim in again, because of how it zooms in. So hopefully that explains that for many people who like probably just thought I was modding or something. So what I can do here is I can basically rope swing anyone in this area. If you're in here, I can rope swing you, and I can also do that from this side. It's a little bit harder to see where I'm walking, but once I get there, I can see again. And I can basically do that here too, if I wanted to. Okay, so you can very easily stand in this corner right here and shoot me off from this side. And I'm pretty sure you can also do the same on this side. You get a pretty good view. You should be able to see me coming. Really shouldn't be that too hard. And I also should mention, there are some players who do know how to shoot through the map on this, and because I was taught this glitch by people who use guns, and they are able to shoot through the map by standing somewhere in this spot, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get them out of it if they are possibly there. Okay, so it took me a little while to find it, but I finally found the spot that they go in to shoot through walls. So this is where I'm standing, right? And I'm going to keep aiming in so that way the screen doesn't, like, go blank. So this is the middle, right? That's the villain spawn. I'm standing here. What they do is they walk up here, and then even though if I'm aimed in, I can still see through the wall and shoot. So to get these guys out of here, let's see. If they're standing right there, You'll probably have to be standing somewhere right here, maybe, to get them. Or maybe even potentially. Here, let me see. You should be able to see them right here. Um, and I think there's a rock blocking them here, so they shouldn't be able to, like, go that way. They'll have to go, like, this way. Or come towards you to, like, run away. Or you could just, like, throw a nade or something. Alrighty, now we're on to River. So this is pretty much the only one that I know on here. There is one more, actually, but it's, to be honest, it's not that useful. Like, the only time it would be useful is if I had smoke. This is the one I use the more often. This actually has the option for me to rope swing people on this side, and even if I don't get anything, I could just jump right back on top, so that's pretty cool. I could just kind of wait for people if I need to, but the one thing that I'll say is, the counter for this one, like, it's honestly so easy. Like, this is all super open. Even if I did that, right, and or block this and that, like, the second you come up here, watch, okay, let's say you came from this side, your view is already immediately here. So, I mean, there's no really need to really teach you a counter for this one. I mean, it's just kind of very obvious, like, it's very open. All right, on to Sunken Ruins. This one is probably, I'd say, my second favorite, for very obvious reasons. I can hide in this right here. I can still be pretty visible, I think. Like, you can still see my feet. But let's say if I could also do this. Watch, hold on, why isn't it working? I normally can crouch right here. Yeah, here you go. I can hide pretty well right here, but the thing is, like, if you aim up here, you'll still see my name, right? Like, when you aim at a player, you see their name tag. So if as long as you look up right here, just give it a quick look, you'll definitely see me. Okay, so this is the rest of it here. I can come down from here. I can also come down from this right here. Again, there's a lot of bushes that I could potentially hide in, so you're gonna want to give it a nice quick look, make sure. But I will say I can still come back to a lot of here. But the thing is, like, say for example, if I was a shooter, I could probably shoot through this. You can't throw anything through it. You can only shoot through it, so don't worry about me doing anything with that. I'm just making an example. So normally, when I mean, like, give it a quick look, I'm pretty sure you'd be able to, like, see how the bottom more is, like, open. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to see me. So you can just give it that quick shot. Yeah, look, it's pretty open. You're pretty sure you should be able to see me from those angles. Mostly should be. Okay, on to New Devon, I believe this map is called. So I can get up here on this mountain. Again, a lot of bushes. It's gonna be kind of hard to see. This one, I'll admit, is not really the fairest, just because of how much of the bushes are actually blocking how much you could see me. Unless I was standing, like, right here, then maybe, like, if you're in these areas, you could probably see me. But it actually gets a lot better than this. Let me see if I can do it. I could actually end up on here too. Now keep in mind, I understand how unfair these seem, but that's why I'm making this video. Because my gameplay has changed so drastically, and it's like, I totally see how unfair this is. But again, it's like, if you have friends or people that don't like me, you could totally send them this video. That's why I'm making this. It's like, oh, dude, I don't like that guy. He cheats a lot. It's like, here you go. Here's your counter video. I'm trying my best here, okay? It's like I mainly do this melee stuff because of the whole Batman thing. So it's like doing things like this, especially being like the only person who can. It's like it's kind of hard to say no, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's kind of hard to not want to do it. Okay, so really quickly, I'm actually gonna show you exactly how I do one of these, and before you freak out, the only reason I'm showing this one is because even the community of people who do rope swings, like, mastering it the same way I do. These people can't even do this one either. Like this one is genuinely insanely hard to the point where like I was going crazy when I got it myself. Like this is one where you never have to worry about me doing it in the middle of a game. The only reason I'm showing it is to show you that I'm not modding, because I know that there are videos out there, some people, or his name is Andrew or something, and he has a mod menu, and he literally does like this monk stance and flies everywhere, and I feel like some people think that that's what I'm doing, and I'm just doing it secretly, and it's like, oh, he probably did it without anyone seeing. No, I genuinely just mastered rope movement. That's it. Like, all these spots that I get to, it's, notice how there's a rope near all of them. That's all it is. And I bet you $100 that no one will ever get that one. On to village now. This is the one I like to use the most on this specific map. Let's see. So you have a lot of opening for here at the bottom that people could potentially see me, and then you also have this over here. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I can't really go that far back. Like, you'll still see me if you actually, like, kept aiming, right? Like, I think my only option would be, like, come somewhere over here, but then you can still see me, and then somebody down here can see me. So, I mean, as long as you're aware, this is extremely counterable still. Like, see how much opening here and here? All you really have to do is look up for this one. And then, of course, I will warn you that I can do this. I can rope swing people inside this house, and I can also do it, like, around this area outside as well. I could also rope swing you, like, if you're standing around here. So just know that. And just to go over again, yeah, you have a lot of sight right here of this whole roof. And then again, if I went even, yeah, even if I went here in this corner, you could just push a little more. You could see it. You could see, at least if I was standing here, you know, you could see. Or you could probably just do this as well. Like swing, you know. There's plenty of options. Okay, so now I got Trainwreck. This is the one that I will most likely use. However, I will say it's so counterable to the point where like almost every single time I use it, I get seen, and that's just because people are normally standing over there, and I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? Or you have people here and here. The one thing I will say, like if I manage to pull this off with no one noticing, this can be a very good spot. I'm gonna show you why. Oh, wait. There you go. I can take cover here. I don't know why. It's the only spot on here that you can take cover. There's nowhere else that you can. But yeah, I could do this. Let's say if like a hill spawns here. I could just set it up. Then, let's see. Then I can come up here. So this is something to look out for, especially if hill spawns here. You know, you can have enemies coming from this way, then I'll smoke this. Enemies coming from here, I'll smoke this, right? Then I'll just come up here and kind of wait to do my thing, right? But yeah, just so you know, I can't really walk on the middle here. It's glitched out. So I can only stand on the sides, like the actual sides of both sides. Like on these corners too. Don't know why it's like that, but I mean, again, it's a glitch, so. Okay, the last but not least is Treasury. So, this one is pretty crazy. However, I will say it's not as nuts as I would want it to be. So I could potentially rope off here and rope swing someone down here. If any of you guys have watched my videos, you've seen me do it. However, it's extremely weird because unlike some of the other ones that I glitch the rope with, when I connect and come down here, even though you're standing like right next to me, I could be spamming square and it just won't work. Like it working is literally completely random. Like it's like a 70% chance of not working and a 30% chance of it working. So it's like not something I try too often. If anything, like now I'll just come down with a hook regularly just because like most of the times I try and do it, it doesn't work and I just die. So I just stop trying. Um, I could actually jump out of this window if I wanted. So like, let's say someone was sitting here. I could potentially jump out this window and get you from outside. And if you're camping in here, then I could just jump down from here and get you. So, I mean, you really have to be aware for this one. I would say maybe just try and listen for as much footsteps as possible. And if you notice any that aren't your teammates, or maybe there's no one else near and you're noticing footsteps, chances are, especially if it's me in the lobby, I'm probably up here. And so the angles you can get, or I'm not gonna lie, there's like, say I could hide back here. There's not a whole lot you could do. I guess maybe you could try and throw a nade, because this stuff does have collision. Some stuff does not have collision. For example, like, okay, yeah, this for example, like this tree does, and then this wood just doesn't, right? But I'm pretty sure, because everywhere else, like, you have an angle if you're standing there, right? But if I'm here in this corner, let me see. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually really hard to counter unless you do that. Yeah, no, you could do it. You could get me out of there if you really needed to. Because again, you could still see, and then yeah, I could be here as well. But again, that you could also see that. So probably gonna be some stuff in the way. But I mean, to be honest with you, as I showed you already with the village one, getting here is stuff that I mastered. So it's like, I don't know. As long as I'm not abusing it, right? I guess in a way with guns, because I could abuse this with guns so much worse if I wanted to.